All right, starting in three, two, one. Welcome to another Conquest Chronicles podcast. I'm Tommy Morris, joined by Ashley Craddock, Nick Barbarino. Football to get to today. Spring break's coming up. Spring break is not coming up. Spring break's over. Spring game is coming up. We got to talk about that as well as the rushing attack. Got to stop all the rushing attacks in the Pac-12 and some out-of-conference games. Are we worried? Are we okay with it? And we got to get to our favorite topic, our kind of non-current topic, which is who is our favorite USC Trojan of all time. But starting back with the spring game, Ashley, it is Saturday. What positions are you watching, and what are you excited to see?
I'm mainly excited just to see how the team is developing and how they're going to get everything together going into the new season. And I'm mainly watching the wide receivers. I know Steven Mitchell, he has some injuries back in the past, and he stated that we haven't seen much yet. So I'm excited to see how he's going to develop in the incoming season.
Barbarino, Ashley's going to be watching the wideouts. Who will you be keeping your eyes on?
I'm going to be keeping my eyes
Barbarino.
on what we're all going to be looking at, the quarterback competition between Darnold and Max Brown. It's going to be really interesting to see which one kind of has a more of a standout game. It's going to be the first time that it's kind of, spring practice is open to the public, but the spring game is kind of what you hear more about. And if Darnold has a really good game and Max Brown doesn't, might have a little bit of a controversy heading into the summer. And that's something you kind of never want to have. We saw what happened with Kessler and Wittek, and that was a disaster. So hopefully Max Brown can step up and own the job and take it for himself. But don't be surprised if Darnold goes out there and has one heck of a game.
Dempsey, Barbarino, and Ashley both concerned about the offense. What are you thinking?
I really like the idea of looking and see how the whole team develops, as Ashley said. There's so many new faces, so many new coaches, so many new players. It's like we have an entirely new defensive front. We're gonna have plenty of new receivers and tight ends to throw to. Someone other than Juju is gonna have to get the ball through the air. We'll have a healthy offensive line, which is great because it sounds like we're going to be running most plays. We're just over half. So I want to see how the line looks, how physical they can be. Helton's been stressing physicality on both sides day after day after day. So I want to see him come out and get mean and nasty. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for toughness and just overall team development. How's everybody playing together with the new coaches, with the new teammates, with the new everything. So that's what I'm looking for.
Could agree with you more. Gotta think about the defense as well. So we'll get into that a little bit. Defense, very young but very talented. Talk about the schedule that USC's got. They've got a couple Heisman Trophy caliber guys. They got Royce Freeman, McCaffrey in there. They got to play Alabama. So whoever's in the backfield there is also somehow be a Heisman candidate. It's Alabama. Starting about the front of the USC defense. Barbarino.
Oh, sorry. Did you keep cutting in and out? I can't hear.
Oh, sorry. Nick Barbarino, are you worried about the front of the USC defense?
I'm definitely worried about the front of the USC defense. I forget his name, but he went down with an injury in spring ball, and he's probably out for an entire year. We graduated a couple of seniors that were huge. We're so young on the defensive line, and we're playing, like you said, some really, really experienced offensive lines and some really, really, really good running backs. And I think that's going to be the weak point of the entire team next year. We're a pretty experienced team at every other position besides defensive line, so it's going to be a rough year on that defensive front.
Switching Knicks, Barbarino is not too happy with what the Trojans have up front. Dempsey, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not that they're not talented. It's just that they're not experienced. Haven't had really any meaningful snaps other than Kenny Bigelow is like the only guy who got any decent amount of snaps. And as Nick just said, he's done till at best November, it sounds like. So they're going to have a trial by fire. They got the number one team in the country coming in, or the defending national champs, who will put up a great running back. 2 weeks later, they'll have Christian McCaffrey to deal with. Down the road, I'm sure whoever Notre Dame has at running back is going to be great. Oregon running back is going to be out there doing great things as well. So they're going to have a heck of a trial by fire this season. It might get messy, it might get ugly, but they're going to get some experience real quick. And so I'm excited to see that, but I think patience is going to be required because they're going to come out and they're going to get kicked in the teeth pretty hard week 1, and it's not going to let up from there.
Alex, looks like we got a couple doubters. Ashley, what's your perspective on this?
Well, I think I agree. They're probably going to have a little struggle, considering the fact that they are young and they don't have a lot of experience. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how they develop and how they take on the task and step up to the plate and just make everything flow and get it going.
Do you think they will, or do you think they won't get it, step up to the plate?
I have faith. I think they will. I think they have the caliber and the potential to do it.
Yeah, and I will add Clancy Pendergrass.
Hey, 1 out of 3 is not bad.
I was going to say, I'll add that Clancy Pendergrass, his 1 year that he came into USC last time he was here, he did a pretty quick turnaround job with just a short amount of time. So that's exciting, and hopefully the defensive secondary will be much, much better than they were last year, particularly against Oregon and Notre Dame last season. That was a bad unit. So hopefully that'll help them out too, but we'll see. It's just going to be a little scary for a while.
Yeah, so I was going to say earlier, one out of 3, it's baseball season. That's not bad. We're hitting 333 for the Trojans during the spring, which is fine. Kind of along the same lines as that, in September, the Trojans have a really difficult schedule. Out of conference, they've got Alabama, obviously. Everyone's got that circled. Utah State, not bad either. Then they go straight to Stanford, and then they've got Utah. So, actually, could this be a catastrophic September?
Catastrophic, that's a strong word. I don't know if it. I mean, Bama, that's gonna be a very good game. I'm actually trying to go to that game myself. I want to see how that turns out. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, doubt the potential that they can be. I feel like this new team coming into the season can be the turnaround and the shocker team that proves everyone and their doubts wrong.
Barbarina, what do you think about this month of September for the Trojans?
I'm going into it with absolutely no expectation. I think we rode the Helton wave a little too early. Personally, I still question why we gave him a contract before he had really done anything at all. And then he went and lost the last 2 games of the season. Actually lost, 3 of his last 4 games?
Yep.
With the only win being over UCLA, thank God.
Yeah, kind of a big one, though.
It's kind of a big one. I mean, he's the first coach to do it in 4 years, so I'll give him a pass there. But I don't really know why we rushed in and hired him. He could realistically be like 0-4, 0-5 into his head coaching career. Don't look past that Utah State game. They're a tough team, and they're going to come ready to play. And if we're coming off of a demoralizing loss to Alabama, it could be really bad. And you don't want to lose the first 2 games of your season and then have to go into Stanford and then have to follow that up by going to Utah. So I'm honestly going into it with the expectation that he could. I'm looking at Utah State being the only game we should win out of those 4. But hopefully he proves me wrong, because I have not been a very pro Helton since the hire.
Strong words. Dempsey, what do you think?
I think he's got to go. I think they got to go at least 2-2. I think he can get a realistically. I think you get a pass for losing to Alabama and probably Stanford too. But if you come out, you lose to Utah State. Losing to Utah State would be really bad, just for the team, for Clay Helton's career prospects, for the fan base. That would be bad. And then, or losing to Utah as well would not be good. It's a little less embarrassing than losing to Utah State. But if you start off September 1-3 or worse, after finishing the season 1-3 and 0-2 after you got hired for real, That's a really struggling start, and they've still got to go through the Pac-12 schedule. It's not like it gets easier after September. They still got to go through the Pac-12 South. They still got to take on Notre Dame. You really don't want to be rolling into that schedule 1-3 on the year. At a certain point, you have to wonder, how bad things will get if the players will start to, lose faith and kind of give up a little bit. So I think he's got to go at least 2-2, playing 2 of the 3 best teams in the country from last season in your first month. That's a tough break, but it's great experience. But any worse than 2-2, and I think they got some real long-term problems they're gonna have to deal with.
Well, I'm just gonna throw this out there. How bad do you think it gets if let's say he goes 0-4?
Oh,
He's 0-6 to start his career. I mean, is he gone after 1 year? I'm looking at the schedule right now, and we have Oregon, we have at UCLA, we have Notre Dame, we have at Utah and at Stanford and Alabama.
No, it's definitely the toughest in the country, top to bottom.
Plus at Washington, that's not an easy game either, and they just beat us last year.
Yeah.
It is.
Mitigating circumstances, but yeah. I don't. Part of me wants to believe the huge reason why they kept Helton was for the stability. Let's just keep him around. We're not going to get, Saban or Urban Meyer or someone like that, or Chip Kelly. So let's just keep the stability of Helton. So do they fire him after one full season if it's disastrous and thus punting on the entire reason they decided to hire him? I don't know, but I do know USC fans have a very, very little patience. So I don't know how much rope he's going to get before things get bad.
Yeah, I'd say 2-2 is a bad way to start out. I think if they can win the Pac-12 games at least, maybe lose Alabama, okay, but win those Pac-12 games, they'll be in good shape. So our final topic, if they do go ahead and win out those September games, pretty good.
We're going to be talking about playoffs.
But Marino, who is your favorite of all time USC Trojan?
All time? Well, I grew up in the Lionel Reggie Bush era, so I gotta ride with my boy Reggie, man. I was at that Fresno State game when he pulled that incredible juke, and my dad is a Bulldog, and it just put the dagger through his heart.
I actually don't know who you're talking about. I looked back at the record books for some guy named Reggie Bush, and for some reason I can't find it anywhere. So for some reason I couldn't find it. People were telling me he won a Heisman Trophy and everything. I looked all through Heritage Hall. I couldn't see one. I don't know who that is. Dempsey, how about you?
That was a low blow, man. That was a low blow.
Yeah.
I'm about to pull out my number 5 jersey right now. Rose Bowl patch right here.
Along the same lines as Nick, I think you got to go with Pete Carroll as far as favorite coach. Absolutely, that guy just brought things back to where they should be. I think favorite player, honestly, he was before my time, but just going back and watching that guy's highlight clips, I loved Marcus Allen. Just watching him run, just did crazy things at USC, did even crazier things in the NFL. I think Marcus Allen's my favorite, but like I said, before my time, never got to see him live. So for my day, Pete Carroll.
Okay, Ashley, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with Reggie. You have to go with Reggie. He's like, come on. Even though you know what happened, but still, I go with Reggie.
Oh man, poor Lendell White. Poor
as a San Diegan, as a fellow San Diegan, I'm gonna throw a different one at you. I'm gonna say Keyshawn for a lot of reasons. First of all, great player.
Yeah.
Great while he was there. Also, he comes back to USC, and he still gives back. When I was a student there, he came and spoke to our class every single year, and I really appreciated that. And I love him on TV, too. I think he's great. And I like that he yells Justin Bieber. I really But that's all we've got for you for joining us. And remember, Montreal area. Just
hey, Tommy, I tried seeing how many championships Keyshawn has, but I couldn't find any. I think Reggie's got a couple on now. Sorry.
Oh man.
So they're tied at 0. Hey, wait, before I take things off, Ash, did I accidentally skip you on the second last topic?
What was that?
Did
Did he
I skip you?
On
I don't-
what?
The third topic. As I was going to the fourth, I was like, wait, did Ashley get to talk yet? The September schedule. Because if
No,
so, just say it. You did? Okay, cool. All right, I was gonna say if so, just say it down and let it in.
Yeah.
All right,
Tommy's
cool.
really good at the editing stuff. He's going to clean it up and make it look great.
Well, what's weird, there was a huge delay this time. I don't know if it's my computer or what, but it was like
Yeah, every time
it
you
was like
talked,
5 seconds.
every time you talked, it like delayed.